If you're saying something wrong, you're saying something wrong. Yes. This is not true. Black men are in the houses. Black men are taking care of their kids. Black men are great fathers and providers. I don't care if they make $40,000 a year or they make $100,000 a year. They are still good providers.
When did you come to this understanding?
Years ago. And I discovered that if you, as a black man, if you want to be an active father in your children's lives, your children almost have to be mixed because the black American woman will not allow you to be in your children's life. And the more you love that child, the more she's going to use the child against you.
Damn! This brother's up here dropping that ether. Have you witnessed this before in your immediate proximity, in your family's life and in friends' lives, things like that? The difficulty associated with it?
Absolutely. I have cousins, sisters. I've seen this behavior perpetuate itself throughout my entire lineage. And I respect everyone. I love everyone. You do whatever you want to do. But if you're a thinking black man, I don't think you can sit down and try to build with a black American woman. Maybe an African woman, maybe a Caribbean woman, Asian, Hispanic, but not a black woman, not a black American woman.
Damn it. Listen, you guys know me. If I were to try to give him some pushback, you guys would call me hypocrites because you've heard me say everything that he's saying right now dozens and dozens of times. When you hear men like this displaying their contempt, there's a problem. There's a problem. If men view the women like this, where are we going to get the kids from? Because quality men won't lay down with women like this. So that means these women will only other options they'll have is to lay down with other broken men. And then what do you think comes out of that vahoo when a broken man lies down with a broken woman? You think a scholar comes out of that vagina? No. It's going to be the very individual who comes by and gunpoints one of us for our wallet.
We have been told that the only benefit that a black man provides in a home is money, and if he does not give us money to take care of those kinds of financial provisions, that he has no value. And what my research has proven to me is that a black man, any man in any home, provides much more than financial support. The man provides guidance, instruction, discipline for the children, which we sorely need in our black homes. He provides gratification, fulfillment, protection. I mean, there's so many other values, and these values are the ones that are missing in our children today.
Tell y'all something. Here, so your mama love you, but your mama don't give a fuck about wrong and right. Your mama is gonna raise you off how she feels. A vegan. But if you are around a real man coming up, if you come up under a real man, there's certain things that you are not going to be able to do as you are developing, and you're going to learn something that will help you be a better person throughout the rest of your life. Because your developmental years, you don't need no bitch asking you what you want to eat tonight.
No.
That is the dumbest shit a woman can say to her child. What you want to eat tonight? I watch bitches say that, I just leave their house.
Yeah.
I would. We need the black man in our home because they provide guidance, direction, instruction, discipline, gratification, and fulfillment, which a lot of black women are pretending they don't even need no more. They run around trying to act like men.
I think that a lot of us grow up in households to where it is no father, right? So when I'm out in the world, I feel like, well, my mama did it. She raised us by herself. So, I mean, I should be able to do the same thing. And as men, my daddy wasn't there, so I ain't got to necessarily be there. You see what I'm saying? But again, when you go out there and you have that mindset, you're already creating broken homes before you even get into it. A father is absolutely goddamn necessary in the household. You need that balance, bro. And that's like, it's not enough stock put in there. That's why a lot of dudes out here super emotional, ready to somebody over an argument, ready to crash out over nothing because they didn't have that father in the household to keep them level-headed, to, hey, sit your ass down. Hey, this is how you process shit when you stressing and things like that. All they had was their mama. And a lot of times, women, I love y'all, but y'all could be a bit emotionally irrational. So if I'm a man and I'm growing up in that household, I'm going to be way more likely to replicate what I seen. Yeah. And that's what a lot of men are out here doing.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Keepers of sheep. Yasil, back with another lesson. Lord, this video is edifying. All right. Before we begin, I would first start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. And double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom. And shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. Today's lesson will be titled, Are Men Being Made the Head of the Household Again? All right. And as you can see, today's lesson is inspired by a couple clips pulled from Instagram and TikTok. Right. So what mainly inspired this lesson was a post that it was from on site, and it said black dads are led in daily parenting more likely to play, feed, and dress the kids than any other group. Data shows, right? And this may be true. All right, you know, as much as our people are not involved with their children. All right, because not only is there a lot of deadbeat fathers, but there are just as many deadbeat mothers. All right, but of course the data won't, the data won't show the deadbeat mothers, right? But hey, let's a win is a win. All right, let's appreciate the fathers that are stepping up and playing, feeding, and taking time out to deal with their children, man. Right? Like I said, that post in particular inspired this video. And so I just did some research and, started searching for other videos and like mine, right? And of course we have this video going out. And again, Lord will, this video is edifying. And the title again, Are Men Being Made the Head of the Household Again? All right, so by way of the results of the single parent homes, all right, the single parent household, all right, you have the women, all right, majority of women, all right, raising these raising their daughters and their sons. And we see what happened, all right, when the man is not the head of the household, all right, when the man is not in the picture, all right, when you try to co-parent, or you do the weekend thing, or whatever it may be, right? We see the result of that. All right, we see how how the man is not the head of the household. You have sons and daughters who grow up to be these YNs, all right, these effeminates, all right. A lot of these men grow up to be a part of the LGBT community, the leg big community, right? And you have daughters who they become adulterous, dishonest, all right. We could continue to go on, but this new generation is basically the result of the man not being in the household. That's why you have so many careless children, all right, women and men, all right. You have all these YNs, these hot girls, all right. That's why you see all these so many shootings, all right, in the hoods, right. The women getting pregnant by two and three men, all right, having 5 and 6 baby daddies, 8 kids, all right, living off the government, all right. This is the result of the man not being in the household, man, or not being the head of the household, right? So, but we this generation, right, as it is the result of the man not being in the household. But now we have certain men, right? We have certain men who step back up, all right, step back into their masculinity, all right, and and they are now fathers and the head of their households, right? And not only is of course the results, all right, the data shows for itself, all right, but you also have women who are struggling financially, all right, emotionally, spiritually, right, and they need that man, all right. The man is not just a financial provider, right? And like I said, along with the clips played at the beginning of the video, all right, this video is inspired by a majority of those clips, all right, and there's good information going out, all right, concerning the household of and not just the black men, but just the Israelite man, right, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man, right, because we all suffer the same curses, all right, which the other tribes may do a tad bit better, but you now have this so-called black man stepping up, right, as data shows, man. And for the most part, this is prophecy, right? You have some curses lifting, right? You have some curses, curses being, not so burdensome, all right. And again, it's also a prophecy, and we approve that, with a couple precepts, right? So, no particular order. We'll just dive straight in, right? And start in Ephesians 5 and okay, let's start at 23. That's basically the point. All right, and it reads, for the husband is the head of the wife, all right, even as Hamashiach is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. All right. Therefore, the church is subject to Hamashiach. So let the wives be to their own husbands in everything, man. All right. So it begins with who? It begins with the husband and the wife. All right. That's where the family, the household begins. All right, because of course the man is the head, all right. But that family foundation or that structure, all right, it requires the man and the woman, the husband and the wife, right? And that's the order, all right. And we know the Lord said, "What? Let all things be done decently in order." We'll grab that real quick. 1 Corinthians 14:40, and it reads, "Let all things be done decently and in order." All right. And that's starting with ourselves, man. Because ultimately, we are our own houses. All right. Our temples, our bodies, we are our own houses. All right. So, we got to be the head of our own household. All right. First, and I'm talking to myself first and foremost. All right. But as far as you men, we got to be head of our own house first, meaning your own body. All right. Your own mind. Right. So, again, 1 Corinthians 14:40, let all things be done decently and in order. Right. Let's grab this real quick. And 1 Corinthians 11:3. Right. And it reads, "But I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach. All right. And the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Hamashiach is the Most High." So there's that order. All right. There's that order, man. And it's set up perfectly. All right. Because we have a head ourselves, which is the Lord. All right. And then, the woman, she has her head, which is the man. And Hamashiach has his head, which is the Most High. All right. So there's order. All right. There's order in the house. All right. There's order in the house of Israel. Right. How much more your carnal houses. Right. Okay. That's that on that. I guess we can get Genesis 2:18. The reason the Lord, the Most High, said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him and help meet for him. All right, so the Lord ultimately understands the man was set up to be a head. The man was set up to be fruitful and have children and have women. All right, it's not good for the man to be alone. The man was set up to rule, to be the head. All right, to be the provider, the protector. Right, this is the responsibility and nature of the man. Right. All right, let's get into some prophecy. All right, some future prophecies. All right, this is Isaiah 13:12, and it reads, I want to start at 12. Yeah, it says, I will make a man, right, more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. All right, so a man, all right, is going to be precious, more precious than fine gold. All right, the value of a righteous man, of the elect man, all right, is going up. All right, it's going through the roof, man. All right, once upon a time they were saying how the unvaccinated, semen, the sperm of the unvaccinated was valuable. All right, that's the elect man. The value of the elect man, that's the high value man. All right, started with Yahweh Shai. Right, these men, all right, are priceless. Right, priceless. Right, and it's only because it's only a select few. All right, and these men carry the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the Holy Scriptures. All right, they come with patience, understanding. All right, they're righteous judges. Right, men of the Lord. Okay, Isaiah 32:2, and it reads, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, in a covert from the tempest, as rivers of waters, in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock, in a weary land. All right, man. So men, the value of men are going up. All right, especially men of the Lord, and especially these last days, because you women are going to be the main target. All right, and you're going to be the target for who? For other men. All right, so if you're not protected and covered, all right, if you don't have a man that's the head of you, all right, you're going to be vulnerable. You're going to be, again, you're going to be a target. All right, and a lot of women are not going to make it, man. All right, a lot of women are going to be destroyed and ravished. Right, you know what that means, man. Hey, the Lord is not going to spare you, you Eve, you wicked 2/3 Eves, you wicked nigger women. Your days are numbered, man. All right, the roles are reversing. All right, the Lord said he did something. He placed the woman above the man. But again, those roles are slowly reversing, man. And that's through prophecy. Right. So, hey, man, Lord will, this wasn't meant to be no long lesson. But again, Lord, this video was edifying. Until next time, I'd like to close out by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Shalom, and shalom to those free elect.